How does one of the most esteemed Jedi Masters turn into a Sith Lord? Here's a brief history on everything Dooku did before Attack of the Clones. Born on the planet Serrano, his Force sensitivity began to show at a very young age, which terrified his father, the planet's ruler, Count Gora, who hated the idea of Force-sensitive people, calling them freaks. So he contacted the Jedi Order to pick him up and left him on his own in a forest to be taken in. As a youngling, he was training and became friends with Sifo Dyas. During this period, it became clear that Dooku was always attracted to the dark side. Dooku's first mentor was a Master Kastana, who was also interested in Sith history, artifacts and books, and had hoped to one day become her Padawan as she went on missions hunting down dark side relics. During the Padawan tournament, which was an annual tournament for Jedi initiates to showcase their skills to potential masters, Dooku beat Sifo Dyas with one hand behind his back and blindfolded, which got Yoda to take him in as his Padawan. Often clashing with the Jedi Order's decisions and believing the Republic to be corrupt, Dooku eventually became a master and took on a Padawan, Rael Averross, who I hope gets fleshed out more in any medium, comics, TVs, movies, because he just seems completely unhinged. Averross drank, believed casual sex was fine for a Jedi, and took death sticks. Like his master and Dooku's next Padawan, he was a great duelist, but very unorthodox and considered controversial. After training Averross for 10 years, Dooku took a 12-year-old Qui-Gon Jinn as his next apprentice. Early on in training, Qui-Gon was captured by a bounty hunter they were tracking and was almost killed had Dooku not intervened, using Force lightning to save him. This wasn't the first time Dooku had used these dark side powers. There were more missions where Dooku tapped into the dark side, and more missions where he was losing faith in the Republic and by association the Jedi Order. I've seen this story before. After killing his brother Count Ramil, who tried to take over their home planet of Serrano with mercenaries, Dooku became Count Dooku at age 60 and left the Jedi Order to be in charge of Serrano. During this time, the Jedi Order believed Dooku intended to start his own Jedi Order. How cool would that be? But in reality, he was being seduced by Darth Sidious, becoming instrumental in laying the groundwork to start the Clone Wars, most notably creating the actual clone army, using Sifo Dyas, who wanted it as an emergency just in case a civil war broke out. After Sifo Dyas ordered it from Kamino, Dooku had him killed by the Pike Syndicate. Dooku was also responsible for finding General Grievous, a Kalish warlord at the time, who was at war with the Yamri, who were assisted by the Republic, which caused Grievous to hate the Republic and the Jedi. Dooku organized his shuttle to be sabotaged and crash, almost killing Grievous. Dooku blamed the Jedi, which caused Grievous to accept the life-saving cybernetic technology. After Qui-Gon was killed by Darth Maul, Dooku confronted Sidious, blaming him for betraying everything he stood for. While they were arguing, Yaddle had been following Dooku. She tried to get Dooku to help take out Sidious and end the Sith before they could start. But Dooku, after hesitating slightly, fought and killed Yaddle, which secured his place as Darth Tyrannus by Sidious's side, and would go on to do everything we see in Attack of the Clones, Clone Wars, and Revenge of the Sith. Dooku's story, much like Maul, Grievous, and Anakin, is one of manipulation and tragedy, and it's because of this that he's one of the many compelling Star Wars villains.